Are we living in a never-ending time loop? The Yuga cycle. What if time as we know it isn't linear? What if we're living in a cosmic cycle, an endless loop that's been playing out over and over again for millions of years? In Hindu mythology, this idea isn't just a theory, it's the core of the Yuga cycle. Four great epochs, Satya, Treta, Dvapara, and Kali, make up this cycle, repeating endlessly. But here's the twist. What if this isn't just myth? What if our world is on the brink of another reset? Are we hurtling towards the end of an era and the beginning of another? And more importantly, what does that mean for us? Time is an enigma. In the Western worldview, it's often seen as a straight line, one event following the next, moving forward relentlessly. But in Hindu philosophy, time isn't a line, it's a circle, endlessly repeating. The Yuga cycle, as described in ancient Hindu texts like the Mahabharata, the Puranas, and the Vedas, tells the story of four epochs, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, that together make up one full cycle, only to start again when it ends. Imagine living in a world where the future is a mirror of the past, where civilizations rise and fall, over and over again, in an eternal cosmic dance. Let's take a deeper look at these four yugas, or ages. Each one represents a different phase of the cosmic cycle, with humanity's moral and spiritual well-being gradually deteriorating as time goes on. The first yuga is the Satya Yuga, the Golden Age. This is when humanity is at its most enlightened. There's no conflict, no greed, no lies. People live in harmony with each other and nature. It's said that during this era, people live for thousands of years, free from disease, and their spiritual connection to the divine is at its peak. The Satya Yuga is often described as a time when Dharma, the principle of cosmic order, is fully realized in every being. But perfection can't last forever. Next comes the Treta Yuga, the Silver Age. In this age, people still live righteous lives, but the world starts to see the seeds of division. Morality declines slightly, and people's lifespans shorten. This is the era when Rama, the hero of the Ramayana, ruled the earth. Even in this relatively pure age, great conflicts like the Ramayana's wars take place, showing that human nature is beginning to fall from its former glory. Then, we enter the Dwapara Yuga, the Bronze Age. This is the age where materialism begins to take over. Spiritual practices diminish, and the world sees even more conflict and division. The Mahabharata, the epic war between the Pandavas and Kauravas, is said to take place during this era. Society becomes more corrupt, and people's connection to the divine is weaker. While still somewhat righteous, human beings are far more susceptible to greed, anger, and ignorance. Finally, we come to the Kali Yuga, the Iron Age, the dark age we are living in now. In Kali Yuga, morality is at its lowest. Corruption, deceit, and selfishness dominate. The scriptures say that in this age, people will become obsessed with material wealth, spiritual ignorance will prevail, and conflict will arise at every turn. Lifespans are shorter, diseases are rampant, and the natural balance is completely out of sync. It's a grim picture, but the ancient texts also tell us something important. So, how do we know that we're living in the Kali Yuga? The ancient texts give us plenty of clues. According to the Bhagavata Purana, in Kali Yuga, rulers will act without virtue, becoming selfish and cruel. Sound familiar? Governments will be corrupt, and the wealthy will exploit the poor. Families will break apart, and marriage will lose its sanctity. Humanity's bond with the divine will weaken, and people will become obsessed with wealth and power, while spiritual knowledge fades into obscurity. The texts even predict rapid technological advancement. While the ancient sages may not have foreseen smartphones and artificial intelligence, they spoke of a world where material pursuits overshadow everything else, where people chase pleasure and wealth, forgetting their spiritual roots. The Kali Yuga is said to last for 432,000 years, and we're only about 5,000 years in. But that doesn't mean we're stuck in darkness forever. The cycle will end, and a new golden age will emerge. But first, we have to face the destruction of this age. This brings us to the most intriguing part of the Yuga cycle, the idea that these ages aren't linear, but cyclical. Once Kali Yuga ends, it doesn't just end for good. It starts all over again. According to the scriptures, the end of Kali Yuga will be marked by chaos, natural disasters, wars, and a great purification of the earth. It's said that the world will be destroyed by fire, and out of the ashes, a new golden age will arise, where humanity will once again live in peace, harmony, and enlightenment. Some scholars and spiritual thinkers believe that we are already approaching the end of Kali Yuga. With all the global conflicts, environmental disasters, and rapid technological changes, it seems like the world is reaching a tipping point. But after the darkness comes light. The cycle will reset, and we will enter another age of purity and enlightenment. At the end of the Kali Yuga, Hindu mythology predicts the coming of Kalki, the final avatar of Vishnu. Kalki is said to descend upon the earth, riding a white horse, wielding a sword of righteousness, and bringing an end to the corruption and evil that have consumed the world. According to the Vishnu Purana, Kalki will cleanse the earth, vanquish the wicked, and restore Dharma, the cosmic order. His arrival signals the end of Kali Yuga and the beginning of the next Satya Yuga, the age of truth and virtue. The cycle will start again. The world will be reborn, humanity will rise to its former glory, and the cycle will continue, an endless loop of creation, destruction, and rebirth. So, what do you think? Are we nearing the end of Kali Yuga? Is the world about to reset once more, returning to the golden age? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's dive into this mystery together. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into ancient mysteries, mythology, and the future of our world. Stay tuned, because the next age is closer than we think. Time is an eternal circle, and in this grand cosmic cycle, we are but travelers. Stay curious, because the mysteries of the Yuga cycle are far from over.